Hi friends, it's Miss Stephanie and it's time for a Friday Family Storytime. I missed you guys last week and I'm so glad to be back. But you know that it is so cold today? I have my scarf on and my hat on because it's so chilly. And we're gonna read a book about being cold today and some other really nice books that I found. But before we start, let's sing hello to each other. Are you ready? Story time is starting, clap your hands. Story time is starting, clap your hands. Story time has begun, I hope that you have fun. Story time is starting, clap your hands. Let's do one more thing. My feet are cold, so let's stomp them and see if we can warm them up. Just like rubbing and clapping your hands makes them feel nice and warm. Are you ready? Story time is starting, stomp your feet. Story time is starting, stomp your feet. Story time's begun, I hope that you have fun. Story time is starting, stomp your feet. Woo, hooray, I feel ready now. I hope you do too. Here's my silly book about being cold. It's called Cold Turkey. And it's written by Corey Rosen Schwartz and Kirsty Call, and it's illustrated by Chad Otis. Cold Turkey. Usually when you do something cold turkey, you do it without even really thinking about it. You jump in cold turkey without easing into the pool and the water is really cold and just rip it off like a Band-Aid. You do it really quickly because you're, otherwise worried about it. So here's cold turkey. Let's see what this is about. Turkey woke up cold. He wheezed. It's 10 degrees. Cold, just like today. I need to bundle up before I freeze. Cold turkey. Sheep was shivering. Her shoulders shook. I can't believe this storm's so bad. I need a warmer nook. Shivering sheep. Chick was fluttering, cooped up and all alone. My beak is chattering. I'm chilled right to the bone. Chilly chicken. That's funny. She's got a pair of mittens on, one on her tail and one on her head. Horse was huddling beneath a heap of hay. I'm frozen through. My lips are blue. It's hard to neigh. Yeah, the horse does have blue lips. Huddling horse. Huddling to stay warm like, ooh. Cow was quivering. I can't help but complain. This wind is a catastrophe. It's utterly insane. Lots of cow puns. Quivering cow. Pig was poking out from piles of straw. My body's numb from snout to bum. I don't know when I'll thaw. He's frozen. Polar pig. He's trying to put on some warm snow pants. Turkey trembled. He had loaned out all his loot. He wobbled homeward cold and bare in just his birthday suit. Turkey tottered. What a fierce, ferocious storm. I may be getting frostbite, but at least my heart feels warm. Turkey gave away all his warm clothes to his friends. The barnyard gang felt grateful, so they built their friend a fire. They gathered close until the flames made them perspire. Do you know what that means? It means sweat. Stewed sheep, baked chicken, hot horse, sizzling cow, and roasted pig. Toasty turkey. There's a lot of alliteration where the words start with the same letter. Cold turkey. And I thought it would be fun to sing Old MacDonald with some of these animals. Should we start with the turkey since it was a book about a turkey? Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had a turkey, E-I-E-I-O, with a gobble gobble here and a gobble gobble there, here a gobble, there a gobble, everywhere a gobble gobble. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And let's see what else he has on his farm. He has a sheep. And on his farm he had a sheep, E-I-E-I-O, with a ba-ba here and a ba-ba there, here a ba, there a ba, everywhere a ba-ba. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on his farm he had a chicken, E-I-E-I-O, with a buck here and a buck there, here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Should we do one or two more? How about the piggy? And on his farm he had a pig, E-I-E-I-O, with an oink oink here and an oink oink there, here an oink, there an oink, everywhere an oink oink. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. And that's the end. I hope you enjoyed that one. All right, I have another book. It's called Moose's Book Bus, and it's a little bit longer than the books we usually read, but it's written and illustrated by Inga Moore, and I love her books. She has another book called A House in the Woods, and her illustrations are really beautiful, and I thought we could try it today. So, Moose lived with his family in a house in the woods. Every evening after supper, when they had all settled comfortably round the fire in their living room, Moose would tell his family a story. Then one evening, Moose couldn't think of a single story he hadn't told his family before. "Why don't you read us a story?" suggested Mrs. Moose. So Moose went to borrow a storybook from Bear next door. There's a lot to see. But Bear didn't have a storybook. Neither did any of the other animals who lived in the woods. Not Badger, not Fox. Not Hare, not Mole, not the 3 wild pigs, not even the beavers had a storybook that Moose could borrow. So the next day, Moose went to the library in town. Oh, I guess that's why I like this book. So he went to the library. The library has storybooks. At the library, there were lots and lots of storybooks for Moose to borrow. How about Little Red Riding Hood, suggested the librarian, or Puss in Boots, or Cinderella. You can borrow them all if you like, Moose. The librarian's a goose. "My," said Bear when she saw all the storybooks. And that evening after supper, she brought her cubs along to hear Moose read Little Red Riding Hood. Next day, Bear told Badger how exciting Little Red Riding Hood had been. And that evening she came back to hear Moose read Puss in Boots. Only this time, as well as her cubs, Bear brought Badger with her and Badger's hubby and their cubs. And the evening after that, as well as her cubs and Badger's hubby's cubs, and wow, that's a lot of cubs. And the evening after that, as well as her cubs and Badger's hubby and their cubs, Bear brought Fox along to listen to Cinderella, and Fox brought his missus and their cubs. Hare came too, and Mole. And the wild pigs brought 3 little litters of their piglets. Come in, said Moose. The more the merrier. And they were really rather squashed, and poor Mrs. Moose was run off her feet making cocoa for everyone. When the beavers piled in, it got so awfully crowded in the Moose's living room, it was like being in a can of sardines. No one could move. Moose hardly had room to read Cinderella, and this was a pickle. It really was. They were in a pickle. They were really squished. So next morning, Moose called the librarian on the telephone. Then he went to the junkyard and found an old bus. And after he had fixed up the bus and fitted it out, Moose drove it to the library in town. The bus was loaded up with lots and lots of storybooks. Books for Bear to borrow and for Badger and for all the other animals who lived in the woods. But we can't read, said Bear. So Moose taught Bear to read. Then Bear taught Badger, and Badger taught Fox. Fox taught, no, not Fox. Mrs. Moose taught Hare to read. Then Hare taught Mole. You can see them all sitting together, learning to read. Mole and Hare taught the 3 wild pigs, and the wild pigs taught the beavers, and soon everyone was borrowing storybooks from the book bus. Reminds me of our library's book cycle. And taking them home to read for themselves. Or with their neighbors. Yeah, they had been reading with their neighbors an awful lot. Because reading together is such good fun. I have fun when I read with you. But no one could read a story like Moose could, and so his living room was still full. Only now it was just in a cozy way, with never a whiff of sardines. That's a funny way to end the story. They weren't packed in like sardines. That's Moose's book bus. I hope you liked that story too. All right, you guys, are you ready to go on? I have a nice book with lots of colorful illustrations called Run, Little Chosky Run. And this book is written by Mariana Llanos and illustrated by Mariana Ruiz Johnson. And I will show you. It's really, really cool. Chosky. There's a lot of information at the back of the book that I'll show to you as soon as we're done reading it. Run, Little Chosky Run, an Inca Trail Adventure. Little Chosky wakes up before Tata Inti shines in the sky. Little Chosky's stomach twists. It is his first day delivering royal messages. Will he be a good messenger? Be sure to be strong, says brave Chosky, his older brother. Be sure to be swift, says big Chosky, his father. Be sure to be sharp, says wise Chosky, his grandfather. Little Chosky receives his mission from the Koya, the queen herself. This quipu is very important. Bring it to the Inca, the king, at the temple before Tata Inti sets behind those mountains. Do not be late. Yes, great Koya, I won't disappoint, says Little Chosky, ready to move his legs as fast as a puma. With a I checked all of the pronunciations, and now I can't remember. I'm going to look in the back to make sure I say it properly. Chuspa. Chuspa. Okay. With a chuspa full of jerky, and a kamcha for a snack, and a gleaming white tutu hanging on his side, Little Chosky starts his long journey. Chiquiti, chiquiti, his sandals strike the ground as he runs on the Kapaknyan, the Inca trail, leaving the Koya's palace behind. Run, Little Chosky, pawe. But as Little Chosky races, a chinchilla crosses the road and smack, kapoom, what a mess. I got so excited I think I forgot to show you this page. Could you see him running? And then here's the chinchilla. What a mess. Little Chosky's knees are sore, but he decides to be strong. Chinchilla looks even worse. Are you okay, friend? Little Chosky helps Chinchilla, and soon he is back on the road. Oh no! Taita Inti has tiptoed to the west. I must move as fast as a waterfall, exclaims Little Chosky. Run, Little Chosky, paway! But as Little Chosky starts downhill, a wail pierces his ears. It comes from the river. Squeesh! Oh, I'm going to check the pronunciations again. Alku. And Alku is in trouble. Little Chosky decides to help. Can you see him? He's in the water. Do you want me to tell you what an Alku is? Let's look it up. Alku, a hairless dog found in Peru. It's that guy there. Little Chosky tosses his chuspa. Alku grabs with a swift movement. Alku is back on the land. Alku shakes. Little Chosky pats her head and then jumps back on the road. Oh no, Taita Inti has slid closer to the west. I must run faster than the wind, exclaims Little Chosky. Run, Little Chosky, paway! Uh-oh. I see something. Look at that little chinchilla. It's holding something. But something brushes the bushes, and it's a condor. He fluffs his feathers, he grunts. Condor is trapped and scared. Aye, aye! Grrr. Little Chosky must be sharp. He tosses a rock to distract the bird. While Condor looks away, Little Chosky rushes to the branch and zas! Condor is free. Fly away, friend, says Little Chosky as he darts back on the road. Oh no, Taita Inti is about to dive behind the mountain. I must fly faster than a shooting star, exclaims Little Chosky. Run, Little Chosky, paway! Zoom, zoom up the mountain, clack, clack, past the pond, chiss, chiss, past a herd of vicuñas eating grass. Little Chosky is almost there. Chiquiti, chiquiti, his sandals slam on the steps. He shoots through the temple doorway just as Taita Inti's last rays sink behind the mountains. He made it. Little Chosky takes a minute to catch his breath. Then he grabs his pututu and blows. Now everyone knows he is there. What message have you brought? Asks the Inca. Little Chosky reaches into his chuspa. Chischas. How could this be? His bag is empty. The Inca taps his foot. The reader of the quipu scowls. Boom! Little Chosky's heart pounds. Where is the quipu? Demands the frowning Inca. But just when Little Chosky's cheeks turn red as a wairuro seed, the three grateful friends soar from the clouds, and swish, zoom, the message falls into Little Chosky's hands. Little Chosky is relieved, but the Inca wants to know more. So Little Chosky tells him the story of how he helped the animals along the way. The Inca listens and smiles while the reader of the quipu examines the message. Then the Inca says, Little Chosky, this was a test for you. You're now an official Chosky of the Tawantinsuyu. Let me make sure I said that correctly. Tawantinsuyu. It's not in the back. Tawantinsuyu. On your journey, you remembered to be strong, swift, and sharp. But you were something even more important. You were kind, and because of your actions, I shall give you your name, Big-Hearted Chosky. Everyone cheers, and Big-Hearted Chosky's smile grows brighter than Taita Inti. And so here is the glossary at the back where I was looking up all the words. And here is some information about the Inca. Maps. Information about the animals mentioned here. And here are pictures of the author and illustrator. And the author grew up in Peru, which I thought was wonderful that she shared this story with us. I hope you really liked it too. Well, friends, I have one more book for you. It's called The Perfect Pet for You. And then we'll sing goodbye, all right? This story is by Estelle Lohr, and pictures are drawn by Amy Hevron. The Perfect Pet for You. Hey there! Are you looking for a pet? Well, let me help you. First, don't rush and don't panic. That's a very usual mistake. Let's think. Do you like big animals or small? Do you need fun tricks or no tricks at all? Or do you mostly need someone to hold on to when there's a loud noise or when you don't feel so good? That's what I like for my pet. Do you want a pet who will say hello to you in the morning or who will stay up with you at night? Do you need a rooster or a bat? Someone to snuggle or talk to at a tea party, or even one to ride? Maybe not in the house. Maybe one to slither around with, or one who can crawl up the wall with you. Little spider. Maybe you need a pet who lives outside because you wish you lived outside too, or maybe you need a pet who will come for a visit now and again. There are so many pets to decide between. And if you get just the right one, then you will always have a best friend. You will always have something to do, someone to take care of too. You will not be lonely, and if you are scared, you will know that it's okay because your pet will tell you. I know it seems like you have to know right away, or else maybe your best pet will get chosen by another person, but it won't, because that's not the way it works. Your very best pet is only the best for you and not for anyone else at all, and it will know and you will know. So don't hurry. Little by little, or sometimes quick, you will get a magic feeling. This turtle, it says. She is exactly perfectly right for you. A turtle goes slow when the world goes fast, and you do too. She is quiet when the world is loud. She will let you be alone, but not alone, and she will be just next to you when you go deep inside. She will remind you about fun, and there will be a little bit more joy because you will be wandering and wondering and watching together. The Perfect Pet for You. I thought that was a nice book. Well, friends, it's time to sing goodbye to each other. Are you ready? Story time is ending. Clap your hands. That's not how it goes. I don't know what I'm talking about. Story time is over. Clap your hands. No, it was ending. You guys, I need you to be right in front of me so you can help me with these things. Story time is ending. Clap your hands. Story time is ending. Clap your hands. Story time is done. I hope that you had fun. Story time is ending. Clap your hands. Whew, we better do it one more time so I don't forget again next time. Ready? Story time is ending. Stomp your feet. Story time is ending. Stomp your feet. Story time is done. I hope that you have fun. Story time is ending. Stomp your feet. Wow, really didn't want me to sing that song today. It was so good to see you. I will see you again very, very soon. Bye.